loser, bro.
All right, we back. New episode of Just Landed, man. Jetsetters edition, man. I got a very special guest in the building, man.
Yo.
You know, it's crazy because, well, go ahead and introduce yourself first. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I go by the name of Rashad Davis, Baton Rouge native, now living in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a mentor, I'm a business owner, a minister, wear a lot of different hats. But at the end of the day, I'm a man of God.
That's what I'm gonna tell you what's crazy, bro. When you were doing music as Ill Deuce, I would call you Rashad. And now that you go strictly by Rashad, I call you Deuce.
That's hilarious, man. Yeah.
So yeah. So tell you know, I've been knowing you since middle school. You know what I'm saying? Go way back. Strummer Middle Mag. Shout out to the alumni of that. But tell me about how you got started in your journey, man.
It's funny because I started, I guess I could say in gospel, because it was a group of friends. I had a real rich youth group at my church. We had a lot of different activities we would do. We'd go on trips, and we was on this retreat, and they was having like a karaoke talent show type deal, and Bunny Hop was out by the Entourage, and we just said we just gonna get in there and act silly. It's a church thing, so let's make it about God. So we remixed Bunny Hop, made it about God, and got up there and did it. Just having fun, goofing off. But they ended up liking it. They ended up liking it there, and then they asked us to do it at the church. We did it there. So I never, at the beginning, didn't consider myself a gospel rapper. I just happened to do a song in church that they kept asking us to perform in church, and then it turned into going to gospel radio. Then it turned into performing at these other churches in the city. It really started moving until one of my friends from school came to one of the performances and was like, "Let's go right to some bone instrumentals I got."
Hold on, who this friend is, because bone instrumentals, I know who that is.
Yeah, my partner Young Gage.
Yeah. Shout out to him.
Shout out to Young Gage. He came. I brought him to one of my performances at the church, and we was going to Scotlandville at the time, and he was like, "Man, let's go right to some bone instrumentals." We got to the crib, went to my crib. We was writing to some bone instrumentals. My brother happened to walk in while we was rapping what we wrote.
Yeah.
And he was like, "That's dope." Now my brother is a hard critic, very pessimistic individual, especially on his little brother. So to get his stamp of approval, it was go from there, and I ain't never looked back.
That's what's up. So tell me about this. When did you realize, I guess, okay, I'm about to pursue this past just, rapping for, your friends and people around you? When did you start making the decision that, okay, I might make this into a career or pursue this past where you were at that point?
So in high school, once me and Gage started rapping, we ended up pulling in my partner, Dominic, and then his partner, Adonis, which is Price.
Yeah, I know both of them from Strong.
Exactly. Yeah. We was all cool, but he was a little closer to Adonis, I was a little closer to Dominic. We came together, formed a group. And so it was a lot of fun, you know what I'm saying? We was doing music, we was having fun. After senior year, that started to disintegrate, and we broke up, and that's when I really pushed the button and said, I'm gonna go hard.
Yeah.
So the summer of graduation is when I dropped my first mixtape. Go ahead.
So let me ask you this. What was the deciding factor for you to say, I'm gonna go hard? Was it the fact that y'all broke up, on the show y'all? Or what was the driving motivation to say, okay, we're not a group anymore, but I'm about to go hard behind this?
I think something just snapped in my head, like I said, we was having fun. So it just snapped in my head, like the light bulb went off, like, this ain't fun no more. Like, let's get serious, let's run with this thing, and now I don't have the shield of 3 other guys, because we really wanted to be Hot Boys. We was just inspired by the Hot Boys. So I really like the concept of a group and not having to have all the attention on me. But after I realized, I guess I'm the type of mindset, when it's time to go, when you gotta go and do something hard that you don't wanna do, I just prefer to go hard. You know what I'm saying? I go hard towards those things that may be hard to do or may be intimidating to do.
Right.
So that light switch just went off and said, let's go hard. And in that second half of that year, I dropped my first 2 mixtapes.
Okay, so let me ask you this. What was the premise behind these mixtapes? Was it to show your ability? Was it just to try to get a single going? Mm-hmm. What was, I guess, the goal of these mixtapes? What were you trying to aim?
I wanted to hit the streets hard and appeal to Baton Rouge. I wanted to appeal to Baton Rouge, be embraced and let them know that I'm a spitter and where I'm from, and that I was gonna come hard and come with a lot. Yeah. That was my premise with the first 2. That's why I dropped 2 mixtapes in like 6 months, 4-5 months.
You made a statement too that you said you wanted to appeal to Baton Rouge.
I did.
How do you appeal to Baton Rouge?
How did I?
How do you appeal to Baton Rouge? What was the mindset at that time to say, I know BR gonna like this? What kind of music or what kind of mindset?
I had the wrong mindset. I wanted to be accepted instead of being an individual and letting them embrace my individuality. I wanted to rap the way I rap, but I wanted to do it the way that they would understand. Yes. And they would accept. So I dummied myself down in a sense, but I still inserted, my intellect, my wordplay. Yeah,
even your rap name. Give me the premise behind that, because I don't think, coming from Baton Rouge, my uncle used to make the joke all the time because we collaborate over the years. Mm-hmm. And, I pressed up CDs and it had your name on the CD as the feature. Mm-hmm. And he'll see Ill Deuce, but he'd be like, oh, that's sick too. Mm-hmm. So yeah. What was the premise, or how did what's the backstory behind you giving yourself the name Ill Deuce at that time?
I was really in history class, and we were studying World War II, stuff like that. And then I saw Benito Mussolini called himself the leader, Ill Deuce, the leader. Yeah. And I saw what it meant, and I liked it. It came from a negative person, but I liked what it meant. It was different, so I just went with Ill Deuce.
Yeah, okay, mm-hmm. Okay. So take me past that now. You dropped these 2 mixtapes. Where are you at this point in life?
So 18, 19, dropped these 2 mixtapes. I got the support of my family. We went with the first mixtape and went on the 11th, 4th of July, pressed up 500 CDs, went past it out on the whole levy, came back, dropped the mixtape, part 2, Tatted in the Game. Yeah. And like I said, I just wanted to keep hitting them back to back and put out a surplus of music. That was my mindset, put in that work and gain respect.
So what came from that? Did you get any accolades? Did you see any progress? What was it for you at this point? Since you put out all this work at that point, what kind of came back in reference to it?
So at that point, I got some phone calls and I started having some different individuals want to pick me up. So I don't know if you remember what song they had. Pop for me. Not pop. Now, why y'all jigging and knocking out crazy because of B-Fire and Shantae made?
That's J. John and Young Chilla, yeah.
I was talking with them.
It was at Southern too while I was at Southern. Yeah,
exactly. I was recording over there and talking with them. I actually got the attention of Tucson Daily Sounds and True Records.
Yeah.
What happened was I started recording with a guy. I was doing after school tutoring. His little girl I was at Belfair Elementary. His little girl was at Belfair Elementary. And he invited me. I was giving out my mixtape to parents when they was picking up their kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, one thing I gotta admit, not to cut you off, is that you always pushed when it came to that. Like,
man, look, my hustle was crazy.
Like every homecoming, every
I always dropped around major dates too. And I would go where the crowds was and gave my stuff out. Like I dropped on 4th of July, then I dropped on the holidays.
Yeah.
So I always choose major dates and put stuff out.
You feel like that worked for you doing that?
I think so, because I always caught the people and and put it in their hands. I knew where the people's gonna be and it worked.
Yeah.
I always had some type of little marketing strategy and ultimately it ended up.
You got a marketing background, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then that marketing mindset led to me starting my business, which is what's feeding my family today.
Yeah.
You know, and that started from music, which we'll get into. But I was giving out my mixtape to parents. Mm-hmm. One of the dudes happened to be a rapper. Invited me to come do a song with him. It ended up being like a duo album. You know what I'm saying? Because he had me on like 5, 6, 7 songs. We ended up recording at Tucson Studio. Yeah. And that's when I started getting his attention.
Okay, so who was the rapper?
Man, I forgot his name.
Was it the one you did the collab album with Tucson, or was it somebody else?
No, that was later.
Okay.
Yeah. That was when I came back around to Tucson.
Okay.
I forgot his name, man. But we was recording a lot. And Tucson was like, he invited me to get on one of his songs.
Right.
He said, in exchange for this feature, I'm gonna give you a beat. Mm-hmm. And he played his beats, bro. I was like, bro, I gotta choose one.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
So look, let me ask you something based off of that. I know we're going into the story of everything, but I also kind of want to touch upon some of the small nuances of how it was back then. Mm-hmm. Finding a producer that was good. Mm-hmm. Don't you feel like that was kind of rare in the sense of you had to really be outside the network to kind of find out who had good beats?
It was hard, bro. It was hard to find a good producer, man. And to be able to afford it, because I'm young, I'm not in the streets, I'm working a job, you know, and so to be able to afford that, it was really hard. But eventually it became people reaching out to me. So I just really was working with my dog G Pipe. He was cold. I was blessed to just be able to work with Pipe, who I grew up with. Yeah. So he was producing me. From that, I would have people just reach out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, rap on this. I would say that was from me really putting my stuff out and, you know, giving all these CDs in hands. Yeah. I would have people who like what I do and reach out. And that's how Mod Productions reached out. He reached out to me like on MySpace and was like, man, I got a beat for you. Yeah. And my first beat from him was called Sun Gone. This song I did called Sun Gone.
I remember that.
I want to say Level was on that.
I think so. You had Level on 2 Mod records, if I'm not mistaken. 2 I remember.
Yeah.
One with Fox and
yeah, the one with Fox. But I want to say Level was on the first one I did with Mod, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it was that one, though.
Yeah. But that's what it became. You know, EQ ended up reaching out to me. Like, it was some dudes that really started reaching out and was just like, man, I'll work with you, you know, work out a deal or just throw you a beat, you know what I'm saying? Right. So that's what it became. Yeah. And it was a good situation. Yeah,
so from there, kind of tell me what happened, I guess, from that point. You were at Southern at the time, right?
I really approached Southern like my backyard. I was just telling my wife that I gave myself a week on Southern campus. You know how the Greeks had a week?
Yeah.
I gave myself
a week.
That.
I remember. Look, ironically, you call yourself the legendary. What was you kind of had a legendary run in the sense of, for sure, leaving your mark in the sense of promoting, being seen, being heard. Because, I mean, even for me, one of those discs you put out, I had a track on there, and just because so many people had it in hand, it was easy for me to like, hey, look, I did that intro track on that Deuce.
I used to go crazy, bro. I used to harass people, man. Hanky, Mr. Hanky, shout out to him, man. He told me we was just running it and talking about old stories. He was like how I used to be harassing him every time he was DJing on Southern Campus. I just come up to his DJ booth and just, running with him. Every time he's out, I'm at the DJ booth. Like, what's up, man? Woo, woo, woo. I don't know if you got the CD last time. Just every time my hustle was crazy, but Southern Campus, I treated it like it was my backyard. That was my approach. I'm gonna do whatever I want up here. So I used to hit the whole football stadium. Yeah. Everybody's gonna have a flyer on their car. I used to hit every parking lot. Everybody's gonna have a flyer, everybody's gonna have a CD. They used to be mad because it'll rain and the flyer be stuck to their windshield. Yeah. I was gonna hit every parking lot on the campus. So what I did with the week, I was in the marketing club. And what I did with them, I gave them an idea, let's have a business week where we just round the campus doing business stuff. But my whole angle was, it's gonna be me. It's gonna be all about me.
Yeah, you had a whole promo team before promo teams was.
Had a promo team. Yeah. I gave a theme to each day. I had the Greeks used to do like volunteering and giving back. Yeah. My mama was teaching at Jimmy Swagger School. I say, I asked my mama, book me at your school to come talk to your kids. Yeah. Me and a couple other people from the marketing club went talk to her kids. Wednesday, we did a fashion show. Yeah. I had Gates come perform. I want to say I had D1 perform at that thing. Yeah. Had a whole bunch of performers.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Tony King was hosting. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Did that. Did like a social. TTL Lane, we booked out TTL Lane. I had to talk to the dean over there. Like, we just gonna do a business, so teach people how to network. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Did a whole little thing, had a whole week, and I put flyers all across. They wouldn't let you put posters up on Southern Campus unless you're associated with a group, some type of organization. Right. Put my face on the poster, business week, marketing club, all over the campus.
Yeah, I think some youngsters will hear this. Mm-hmm. And it might spark them because you honestly, that was genius.
Yeah, man. So it ended up being a cool little week, man. We had a little cookout in the back too. Yeah. In the back of campus, had a little barbecue. It was all kind of stuff on. Yeah. But I just treated it like my backyard, bro. And actually, shout out to DJ Juice. I think he Gates DJ right now. Yeah. Tour DJ. I want to say I either gave him my CD or he said he picked it up off the ground. I was promoting by the dorms. He gave me my first real hit, paid shows. Yeah. He took that CD, took it back to Thibodeau, and
Yeah, that sloppy record, right?
No, he did On That Level.
On That Level, that's right. You had Head on that, right?
Had Head and Streets on them.
Yeah.
Took it back to Thibodeau and what other city out there? It's Thibodeau and something else, right by each other. Slidell and Thibodeau. Yeah. And I've been getting booked. I stayed getting booked. Me and Level, cause I put Level on the remix.
Yeah, I remember you dropped the remix.
Yeah, I put Level on the remix. I'm trying to remember, but me and him was both getting booked out there. Yeah. Going to do shows out there because I was promoting on the back of Southern Campus. Just happened to give it, because he wasn't hot at the time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I just happened to give it to him. He wasn't hot out here at least.
Yeah, I mean, at that time, I feel like y'all were kind of like a tag team in the sense of y'all were kind of on the same level. Mm-hmm. Y'all was both making, kind of records that was almost there, but it didn't get there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I mean, y'all put in a lot of work.
We had similar voices, but he was more catered to the club.
Yeah, but people don't realize that Level actually had a phase where he was more about
being lyrical. Rap.
Yeah.
I feel like I brought that out of him more. People like me, people like Box, people like Mookie. Yeah. Really brought that side out of him more. When he was on his own, he really wanted to do club bangers. Yeah. When he was on the track with me, he was gonna spit. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got that vibe that, like I said, man, I don't think he actually got credit for
actually knowing how to
days
rap.
Really coming with the spit game.
Yeah, he could rap. He could rap. And we brought that out of each other.
Yeah. Yeah. So look, I want to spin back on something too. Mm-hmm. A mutual person that we both knew. And you tell me if I'm right or wrong.
What's that?
Man, we used to be on that strip at one point on Southern Campus, and we used to be out there with a guy named Ralph, producer. Mm-hmm. I always felt like Ralph was the hardest producer to get a track out of, bro.
Oh, to get a track from?
Yeah.
It wasn't. I ain't never had a problem.
Well, I mean, I thought his price was high compared to.
He was compared to everybody else.
Yeah,
I will say that. He was charging a few hundred, but I ain't mad at him for charging.
Yeah, I mean, he had great instrumentation in his music, and
Definitely.
ironically, after Southern, we worked a whole lot. Like, you know, I got probably about 20, 30 tracks from Ralph after that. So, yeah, but
I think I spent, what I realized with producers, if you spend good money with them once, they'll start looking out for you.
That's a fact.
That's what I experienced with a lot of producers. I didn't hassle them about their price, what your price is, I'll pay you that.
Yeah.
And then once I came back to them, I'm a hook. And I did justice on their beat.
Yeah, I could tell you from firsthand experience, I respected the fact that you didn't have me on the beat price.
Never.
You know what I'm saying? So I could definitely co-sign and say, when the price was this price, if you wanted it, you got it, you did what you were supposed to do with it, and you made it work from there.
When I came back, they either gave me 3 beats for that price of one, or they just start throwing me beats.
Yeah. So take me to this, Southern University. You had your run during that period. What was next after, I guess, graduation?
So I want to give a shout out to Real Talk Entertainment. They really got behind me and helped me with a lot of that marketing, enhanced my marketing. So
I used to see them on MySpace, not to cut you off. And they used to be like a black hump on their page or something
yeah,
like that.
man. We had a run, bro. We had a run. We had a lot of exotic cars. You know, it was Hummers, it was Jaguars, it was a Hummer on 25. It was just a lot going on. It was a good time, and we was connected with Super Unit.
Yeah.
So we was talking about Bella Noche. I remember a show we did at Bella Noche that was crazy.
The original Bella Noche.
The original Bella. Well, no, it was at the new location.
Oh, it was Plaza Live or something like that then.
It was Bella. Was it? It was Bella Noche. I feel like it was Bella Noche.
At the location it's at now?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like Q had it at this point. And I don't know if he lost it and got it back. I feel like it had went away and came back.
Yeah. My memory clouded on that.
Yeah, but I feel like it was Bella Noche and Webby was on the flyer. This thing was wall to wall. It was crazy. But that run was dope because I remember, you know, I was a one-man show when it came to promoting, to marketing. I was doing my thing. Yeah. But with Real Talk, it became like 15 dudes, and it was crazy. Flyers was everywhere. They was like, I was in doggone Home Depot. Your flyers was everywhere. I was like, yeah, you know, and I started to get plugged with some rappers that I wasn't necessarily connected to. So I got Lil Cali on the remix. You know, it was just a bunch of different dudes that it expanded my reach. So what happened with that was after college, I was running with them, and then that started to fizzle out around 2009. And by this point, I graduated and I was managing at Walgreens. And so I had the opportunity to work overnight. And this is what I really be telling young people when I'm doing my mentoring. Because Walgreens, I always had my plan A. You know, people try to say, don't have a plan B, just have a plan A. Yeah. I agree with that, but I disagree with it. Because you can misconstrue that and feel like, I want to be a rapper, that's all I'm going to do. Until it make money, I'll just be broke. I don't subscribe to that school of thought. I believe your plan A is your plan A. That just means make everything else work for your plan A. So what me doing at Walgreens was never for me to be no career manager, but it was for me to finance my plan A. And if it wasn't for that stepping stone, that byproduct, my plan A wouldn't have led me to where it did, which is helped me to be where I am today. So working at the Walgreens, I had the opportunity to go work overnight. One of the best decisions I ever made. So I started working overnight out there in Watson, 10 at night to 8 in the morning. I ain't got nothing to do, but I ain't got nothing but peace and quiet, serenity. I'm writing rhymes, thinking strategy. You know, I'm already doing this marketing stuff. So that's when I get the idea to start my business, because I'm looking at pharmacy making like 20 G's a day.
Right.
Front register making about 10 G's a day. photo department make about 5 G's a day. You get what I'm saying? I'm looking at one place, got all these streams of income going, and my mind just start running. I need to create a hub where people can come for different things, and guess what they gonna get when they come there? Il Deuce. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
That's when I started my business, which was the blog.
Yeah.
I did an entertainment blog. That's where blogs was popping. And I was fed up with trying to get a seat at the table.
Yeah.
It's so many politics in Baton Rouge. It's so many politics in the game. I said, I'm gonna create my own table.
So look, not to interrupt, but I find that ironic because I had the same sentiments starting the antidote. So for you to say that was...
And I'm gonna get to that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to that.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm gonna create my own table. And I'm gonna bypass all the politics because I'm gonna put myself behind the curtain. They not gonna know that it's me behind this business. I'm just gonna be the rapper that they promote. So it's gonna take whoever hate on Rashad or Il Deuce, whoever don't like to mess with rappers, it's gonna take all of that out. This is a blog. So I started putting out, and that thing plugged me in because now I'm at, anytime a celebrity come into the city, I'm backstage. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm getting the interviews, and it ain't me. I'm, bringing in somebody we went to school with, a girl we went to school with, a girl I'm talking to. Come do this interview with me. Woo, woo, woo. I'ma just tag along with some CDs in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? Met Mystical, met Bobby Valentino, met, some Cali rappers that was coming out here. Like anybody was coming to town, I had press passes. And I got locked in. Southern Homecoming, after I graduated, I'm in there. Backstage, Rick Ross, Wale, all of this. You know what I'm saying? Getting interviews, getting press, all of this, Avant, you know what I'm saying? So just creating that, and then when people die, like Magnolia Shorty died, my blog went crazy. Like the views on that thing went crazy. Any type of big polarizing story, the blog was getting crazy. And so it was making me income just from the views and the traffic. Created a stream of income. Then I started to allow artists to pay me, don't know they paying me, to be on the platform. You get what I'm saying? I was reviewing music, giving them feedback, you know what I'm saying? All of this type of stuff. So that's what happened. That was started to be the evolution after college. I started putting my music out exclusively on 3086.com. I'm interviewing, I'm putting all kind of stuff together. I did a hip hop round table, put Donnie Rose, a bunch of different guys at the table to talk about DJ Marquise, to talk about the game, and it's just a lot of different things. I put ciphers together, like an all-girl cipher. I was just doing all kind of stuff. And as well, putting out my music. But at this time, I circle back around and I'm with True Records.
Right.
He took me down to CC Murder in Angola and everything. So that's when I'm doing the project with Rudy. Shout out to Rudy. You know what I'm saying? And putting out records over there. So then we evolved to that. And then working that job at Walgreens allowed me, I'm still working the job at Walgreens overnight, doing all of this stuff. And that allowed me to move to Atlanta.
Right.
I was 21, me and Pike and Stu, my homies, we took a trip to Atlanta for my 21st birthday. Went crazy. We was in Central Station, you feel me? We was in Lenox Mall. We fell in love. We fell in love with Atlanta. And it was our life's purpose to get back to Atlanta since we made that first time. We was in there and they played Wipe Me Down in Central Station. I had never seen a club where it's ratchet, bougie, hood, sophisticated. You could buy weed in the club. It was just a lot going on. I had never, you see a ghetto chick, but a beautiful, like it was just all kind of stuff going on. I'd never seen it. And I was in love. You know what I'm saying? And when they played Wipe Me Down in there, this before, Baton Rouge was nationally known.
Right.
We went crazy in there. So we made our life purpose to get back there, and Walgreens allowed me to get back there. I transferred out there, And then that's when that whole wave started, the whole Atlanta run.
Yeah. So
Treating Atlanta like my backyard.
So let me ask you this. You say you went out there for your 21st birthday. So when did you move back? At what age did you? What age did you go to Atlanta?
I ain't moved there until 25.
Okay.
I had tried a few times, just going out there trying to find a job. I wasn't gonna move without a job.
Right.
So I was trying to find something until I found out they could actually transfer me to a store, find a store for me that need me, and send me out there. And it was just like, as soon as I asked, they was like, yeah, let me look. They found an opening. Oh, we could get you out there in a couple months. I was like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Man, look, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I was still at home with mom.
Yeah.
I was still at home. I never lived in an apartment in Baton Rouge.
Right.
It was gravy at home.
That's a big jump.
It's a big jump. I left from my mama house to an apartment in Atlanta. Turn around in like 3 months.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And we was rolling in Atlanta, man.
So tell me this. Tell me about the journey in Atlanta.
So Atlanta was beautiful for me. You know, sometimes not everybody has to go away to really find themselves.
Yeah.
But for me, it took for me to step away from Baton Rouge to really come to terms with who I truly am. Because coming from where I come from, it was no room, in my opinion, to really find yourself. My environment decides who you are.
So look, not to interrupt, let the people know exactly where you from in Baton Rouge so people can understand truly where you came from.
So I'm from 70805, Prescott and Beechwood, Ghost Town. So there was a task force that was created specifically for this zip code. You get what I'm saying? So it was a lot of prostitution, drugs, murder, and poverty. That's the difference where I feel like my hood from a lot of other hoods. Poverty was really strong there. One of my partners really called it the slums, bro. So when I hear people say I looked up to the drug dealers and stuff like that, I didn't look up to the drug dealers because the drug dealers in my neighborhood was broke. You get what I'm saying? They didn't really have much to show because it was like, my hood was really about robbing. The broke robbing the broke. And the drug dealers, all they had was an old school that they was working on for 5-10 years. They bought it, it was completely busted, and they spent the next 5 years trying to turn this thing around. Like, so I never really seen dope boys getting money. They wasn't getting money in my hood.
Yeah.
They had one house that was getting money, you get what I'm saying? And they wasn't pulling up in nothing they had some clean old schools, but that wasn't really appealing to me.
Right.
So I really didn't have, and they was just so cutthroat.
Yeah.
The dudes that was getting money, they would call you over there to serve you and rob you.
Right.
At their house. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like, that wasn't appealing to me. So my hood was really poverty stricken, and it wasn't nothing to really look up to over there.
Yeah.
So, and it was no room for finding, searching for who you really are. I had a good foundation with my mama. If it wasn't for that, then I probably would have ended up in a very bad situation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
If I'm not mistaken, your mom was a school teacher.
School teacher, and that's what I think really was our saving grace.
Yeah.
She was a high school teacher, so she understood what was up.
Right.
But she was also old enough to be the voice of reason in a lot of street dudes' ears. She was at Glen Oaks, so it's a lot of hood dudes from Glen Oaks and Capitol who, if you say Brenda Davis, they gonna know what's up, because they would get put out of class and go to her class. They don't go to the office.
Right.
They go sit in her office. You get what I'm saying? She had an office in her classroom. They would sit in there and eat windmill cookies and stuff like that. Sometimes when she would let me not go to school, I just go to sit in her office, and it'd be all kind of thug street dudes in her classroom, in her office, you know, put out of class, and she just coming in there. Now, why you acting like that? And she being the voice of reason for them. You get what I'm saying? She's low-key a real staple in the hood. I was gonna tell Lil One. She told me a story. One of his projects was called Quita May.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that was.
Okay.
She was gonna tell me a story. Oh, she told me a story about our house got broke into. and they took the keys and stole the car, loaded up our car, stole when I was a kid.
Right.
Took the car, and how much of a staple she was in the city of Baton Rouge, not just our hood, the city of Baton Rouge. They found the car in Quita May Apartments. She telling me this story.
Yeah.
It wasn't even the police, it was her students. Miss Davis, they got your car over here, you better come get it, they about to strip it. You better come get it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
The students identified her car, so that's how much, and then they had threw her wallet out the car over on another street. They said, Miss Davis, somebody threw your wallet in my front yard. She had students all over the whole city who was a staple. But that's where we come from, and moving to Atlanta really took the pressure off of me. Like, I have to be hard all the time.
Right.
I can't show no vulnerability. I can't love God. You get what I'm saying? That's weakness. You get what I'm saying? At least that's how the effect was on me.
Okay.
So when I was able to move, it was like, I don't know nobody out here, man.
Yeah.
I could go to the store looking how I want to look. Like, it's freedom.
Yeah.
It was a weight off my shoulder.
The level of being judged wasn't
Exactly.
the same.
Exactly. Not being judged or not worried about being judged.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I had no concern about any of those things. And my marketing went to another level because I was bold enough to sell CDs in front of the corner store and the gas station out here, but I was even more, free out there to do more out there because
Right.
I still was concerned about people seeing me, oh, he in front of the corner store, you know what I'm saying? Selling a CD for $1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I still had some concern about it, but I just ignored it, fought through it. But out there, I didn't care. I was just, really moving freely and taking the same approach like Atlanta was gonna be my backyard.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this: when did you start becoming, a player in Atlanta when it comes to your music and your business?
Mm-hmm. So I went out there with the business. That was my business mindset. I was gonna use the blog just like I used it out here. I was gonna use it out there to get plugged in and be in all the spots. I was plugged in with 107.9, had dudes, DJs from out there interviewing with the platform, reaching out to me to interview with the platform, or reaching out to the blog. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At all the different concerts, different things going on. So when the business started to enhance was really, I was charging artists to get on the blog. When it started to really take off was when I met my wife.
Okay,
Because
tell me about that, 'cause
so me and my wife, she was in the music industry. She had a background in the music industry. She was down with a DJ coalition out there. You ever heard Jeezy talk about, what do you say? The Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He said, I got just something about friends. I'm in the Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
So she was down with the Legion of Doom. You get what I'm saying? So she was just around a bunch of stuff. She managed like Jody Breeze and stuff like that. So she was just really plugged in. I met her through my engineer. My engineer just called me up to the studio, and she was up there. He called me up there to just kick it. She was up there. So I got plugged in with her initially because she was the plug. And she just started really helping me out. And she saw what I was doing with my business and gave it some structure. I was just really saying, all right, pay this price, I'll look out for you. She developed packages. This package, that package, you get a photo shoot at this package, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, all right, cool, let's do it. So she started enhancing everything I was doing. She started enhancing it. So business started to pick up, you get what I'm saying, and evolve from that perspective. That's when it evolved into a social media management agency and all of these different things. So, and the music was moving as well. I had my cousin was investing in me, you know what I'm saying? I was going up to DC and, doing all these different things. So it was just moving and evolving. But the business really started to pick up in 2016 and started to eclipse, the income started to eclipse what was happening in the music. You know what I'm saying? And I started really making some money in the business, and I'm like, we starting to move differently. I gotta move with the money.
Yeah.
And so that's how it started to evolve today. I started putting that energy that I was putting into my music, started putting that into the business nonstop, And what really was the shift was I basically retired from Walgreens. I took my severance, I took my 401k, took all of that and said, I'm gonna put all in. This was before I met my wife. I'm gonna put my all into this music. So things is evolving with the business, met my wife. But I was talking about when I left the job, took my severance, 401k, cashed all that out and said, I'm really about to make this push for the music and the business. And that's when that light bulb went off, the same light bulb that went off when the group broke up and said I'm gonna run with the solo thing. Yeah. That same light bulb went off and we started running with the with the business, and it started booming. And that's when I really started getting closer to God, to be honest with you, because at that point it's like I'm trying to walk on water.
Right.
If I could sum it up, I'm trying to walk on water. To go back to the point of went from my bedroom at my mama's house to 500 miles away in Atlanta, and now you know what was preventing me from moving to Atlanta is because I wasn't finding a job. Right. Now the job that I had, I was leaving, and I'm trying to pursue this dream full time. So now it's like I gotta get close to God.
Yeah, you gotta get
I was playing around before, but now I'm trying to do something impossible, supernatural in my eyes. So now it's like, that's when I started getting closer to God. And God brought me my wife. I believe that. Because I said a prayer like I had never said before. I wasn't praying for a wife, but I was praying like, God, I can't fall on my face. I can't fail. I gotta make this work. Whatever you got for me, I need you to release it now. And I worshiped like I never had before, because that's one of the things that I feel like I couldn't do in Baton Rouge. Like, I wasn't about to worship, you know what I'm saying? That's soft. So it's like I worshiped in my bedroom, in my privacy. Right. I worshiped, lifted my hands up, was crying, yelling, because I was really low-key scared that it wasn't gonna work out. But, and I didn't know who to call, you know what I'm saying? I just felt like I had to call on God. And the first thing he released was a wife, and she was in the game. He knew how to send her. Not only was she in the game, but she was from the streets. You get what I'm saying? She had influence. She had clout on the south side. You get what I'm saying? Like, all of this stuff, like, it was a full package, you know? So we started running, and she was in full support of everything. That was the thing. She had experience in everything I was doing and could add value to everything I was doing. Right. The rapping, spiritual, business, everything she enhanced. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta run. Let's build this empire. Right. So the beautiful thing was when I started, this is about 2015, and I'm still doing the rapping, and this blog come in my DM saying, you know, I'm doing a show or something. No, I was doing a show with Marcel. Shout out to Marcel P. Black. I was doing a show with Marcel, and I want to say, then I got the DM when I was doing the show, like, can I do an interview with you after the show? I was like, all right, bet. I come outside to do the interview, it's you. I say, man, what's up, man? What you doing, man? Oh, man, my partner from middle school. Yeah. So we wasn't necessarily tight in school. Yeah. We just knew each other. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
And then the little work we did in college with the tracks.
Exactly. Yes. So we knew each other in school, and then I always had a respect for you in school. Yeah. And then when we rapping, you was the labor owner. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that was a lot. I enjoyed working with the way you ran your label, the way you managed your artists. I respected how you move with all of that. Paid me for features. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's respect. Especially you knowing me since we 11 years old. You might have came with, you know, man, come on, take care of me. Which I would have did, but just the fact that, you know, you looked out like that was a lot of respect. So that was love. Put me in studios I had never been in. I had never been bottom line? Yeah. I never been to Bottom Line. That's how I met
Gus.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna tell you what's funny. You mentioned Dominic earlier, and to find out they were brothers.
I didn't even know that.
You didn't know that now?
No, I found that out.
Yeah, then. I found that out later too. Because the first time I met Gus, I said, man, you look like dude. I went to middle school with that Dominic.
Yeah.
And then we all found out later they were brothers.
And this my best friend from middle school.
Yeah.
And I walk in the studio and I say, this dude look just like Dominic.
I think we had that conversation because that was my first time going. We did the song with you. That was my first time too. So when I seen him, I'm like, bro, this dude look like Dominic, bro.
And he knew he had recognized me.
Yeah.
You know, I had never met him, but he had recognized me. So yeah, we had ran it. But just working with you over the years was cool. It was dope. And then I realized that you doing this blog. I meet you, we do the interview out of, you know, I run it, like, we connect, and I look at it like that's a play because I'm in Atlanta doing it, you in Baton Rouge doing it. We could throw each other lobs.
Back and forth.
Yeah, interviews, you want some footage for the blog in Baton Rouge, I go do it, boom, boom, boom. And we was doing some of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I looked at it as a beautiful thing. And then when I got to the point where I was putting that down,
Right.
I was like, I want to see that thing established in Baton Rouge. So I really started giving you any jewels and gems that I had learned along the way and new ideas. I wanted to see that come together.
You pushed me in a lot of ways. There's certain things I wasn't necessarily totally comfortable with at the time, but because of the fact that you were so persistent, and man, we gotta do this, man, we got 2 weeks left, bro, so we gotta do it. I already locked it in. I'm coming. The flight already booked.
Yep.
So you know what I'm saying. I hope you got the studio ready.
Yep. I liked it because you had something I didn't have. You had the ability to bring people together for a vision. You get what I'm saying? I'm good at the vision. I'm not good at mobilizing people. You get what I'm saying? Bringing people together to carry the vision like that. And I saw you had that. You get what I'm saying? So I was like, you put this gas with it, it's gonna go.
Yeah.
And we created a whole little movement.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I think we were responsible for a lot of artists who were getting overlooked to get a certain look. Because we were starting to create avenues so they can be viewed not just on the internet, but in person within the city. You know what I'm saying? So
I always, when I moved to Atlanta, I had a deep love for my city, right? And I said, when I go to Atlanta, I'm gonna soak up the game, just like a lot of people do. You know what I'm saying? People go to New York, soak up the game, bring it back. Birdman just talked about how he did that. He went to New York, got influenced by what they was doing up there with the jury and everything, brought it back to New Orleans. Ali with doggone Lunatics.
St. Lunatics.
He was in Atlanta with Dungeon Family now. Took that game and did it their way in St. Louis. I soaked up what was going on the underground scene in Atlanta, how they was moving, you know what I'm saying, the platforms they was creating and all of this.
Yeah.
I brought that back with what we was doing.
Yeah, because truth be told, I give you credit. Red carpets, man, backdrop.
Yeah.
That was all you. You
Exactly.
Presentation.
Yes.
One thing for sure, you kind of made sure that I stayed on top of was presentation. Just trying to make things look larger than life, make it look like you're somewhere else, even if you're not in a big place. You know what I'm saying? So
putting together a production, an experience. Originally, we just want to get it done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We inwards. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You just come in there, we'll play some music, get it done.
Right.
And I give a lot of credit to my wife, because when she do something, she gonna go overboard. You get what I'm saying? And that's what we started to create. That's what that listening party was. The strategy behind it was me. Bring all these rappers here, let them play their music. But again, y'all, I'm bringing y'all here to hear my music. You feel me?
Yeah.
But everybody play their music.
Yeah.
We all here, DJs here, everybody have a good time.
So explain to me too, this listening party. Like, what was the premise? Like, how did that even come about? Because ironically, a lot of people who were at that listening party are still around the antidote to this very day.
Those are burnt. Welcome to Centurion Car Care, located at 11857 Florida Boulevard, where we do quality work at an affordable price. We also do paint and body, exhaust work, and any minor and major mechanic work. Best mechanic shop south of the Mississippi.
I had no food left on his plate.
I know, I'm trying to hold on to my little
He did
bride.
on purpose, man. I'm telling you, that's so he can re-up.
No, bro, I'm about to be done for a while. I know we got some more coming, so you can chill out. But it's too good. You know how shit be too good? How food just be too fucking fire. You just keep eating that shit.
Okay.
I'm supposed to show it to y'all, but I'm eating the food. We're good.
I ate mine. My plate was long.
These fries and this blue sauce. Y'all better get into it.
Goddamn Mike
The
Ladders,
filling
man.
and the wings, chef kiss.
Hey man, y'all must. You know you told the food. This is too good. Keep going, y'all.
Hey, y'all can find us at on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok, Mike_Larris_Bad Boys on each one of those networks. Or you can reach out to us for catering, or you can just pull up to the food truck. We ride together, we fry together. Bad Boys for life.
Pull up.
So man, let's talk a little bit more about that first listening party. Give me the idea of the atmosphere of what was going on that particular day.
So like I said, I had a single coming out. Those are my last two singles. And I wanted to, do a rollout in Baton Rouge. I had did a listening party with a coalition of DJs in Atlanta. So I wanted to bring that experience to Baton Rouge. The dynamic of bringing the other rappers in to make it a bigger deal. Right. Bring in the DJs, bring in more rappers, make it a bigger deal. The experience, that was Mo. The red carpet, the food, you get what I'm saying? Right. Interviews, all of this stuff. And she was hosting interviews. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like anything I'm doing, she gonna enhance. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that was the experience. I really wanted to create a platform as well as a production so they can see what I got going on, and bring everybody together at the same time. And what I loved about it was some dialogue too. I don't know if you remember that. What's that rapper name, man, who had the grill and everything, the older rapper?
Brown?
What's his name?
Brown?
Was that it? The short dude?
He was short?
Yeah.
Man, was it Two Sleeves?
It might have been. Kind of light skinned.
Kinda.
Bunch of gold. He was driving, I think, a Beamer. He just pull up in a Beamer.
He looked older? He was older. Yeah, it might have been Sleeves.
And he was at the thing, and him and Verge was kind of going back and forth.
I think over Super Mike.
Over Super Mike.
I remember that.
What was dope about that is we had some dialogue.
Yeah.
Between the rapper and the DJ, the relationship.
Yeah.
So we wasn't even just playing music, we was building bridges.
Yeah.
Having dialogue, talking about the state of the game in the city. I ain't even playing that.
Yeah.
So I thought that was dope.
Yeah, I remember that because Chill was there, Scrap was there, Rocky Body. There was a few other DJs I remember being there. DJ New Orleans.
Yeah, they was pulling up. Yeah. Shout out DJ New Orleans. He was always rock with me, man. Yeah. He broke the song with Level and Fox. Look at Me.
Yeah.
In Rags. He was there when I won this contest in Atlanta. Both times he was there.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And we ended up in my entourage. It was like a moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was dope, man. And it was a beautiful thing to be able to have those productions and the pop-up shows.
Yeah, because you put me on the spot, man. Like, you literally was like, look, I'm coming back in a month. You say you was coming back in a month, but then, literally the week you were coming back, you like, let's do a pop-up show. And I was like, bro, I need a location or something, man. Where I'm going to find something to...
You made it happen, man. You made it happen.
And ironically, that was the parlor. I ended up being at the parlor for years after that event.
It was dope.
That
was a dope run.
That basically turned into a monthly showcase for 3-4 years straight.
It was a dope thing.
Yeah.
It was a dope thing.
Look, tell me about your experience performing at the showcase, at the showcase Sunday we was doing at the parlor.
I thought that was might have been the dopest shows I did in Baton Rouge. Of course, there was the Bella Noche one that was really dope. I'm trying to think of anything that topped that. I feel like they was the dopest because I had never done a daytime show.
Yeah.
I had never had a daytime experience like that. It was a good crowd. You brought a mixture of individuals out from different backgrounds.
Yeah.
You brought artists from New Orleans, from different cities. You get what I'm saying? I think it was unique because even what Marcel and Donnie Rose were doing, it was dope events, but it was like at hotels at night. Everything was at night.
Yeah.
This was a daytime experience,
right.
Sunday experience. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen it done like that. So I think it was like some of my best shows out here.
Yeah, I think that the anniversary show we did that you came down for, yeah, that was probably my favorite show of all time that we did.
Great experience, man. Great experience, and that was my final show as a rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah, was with out here with that. Well, I've done some stuff at church, but
yeah.
Yeah,
being in that kind of setting.
Yeah, that was my last one.
Yeah, so tell me about this. What came after this? Like, I know eventually 3086 came to an end. Tell me what happened, or what was the transition from?
So 3086 stopped because doing 3086, I learned how to do growth hacking on social media. Because 3086, I got that account to like 50,000 followers.
Right.
Without even really trying to do that. Yeah. So I was like, wait, this is something. Then I figured out how to do it on Instagram. So that became a business of itself, and I wanted to separate it from 3086, which was entertainment blog.
Yeah. So look, not to interrupt, but it's something I want to interject, because you said it and people might run with the terminology and not understand what you mean. When you were doing what you said, growth hacking, it was real followers that you were getting, not what you see now with bots and fake people, whatever. You really had a strategy where you was able to pinpoint demographics, different locations, different people, and get real followers.
Exactly. So I identified how to create your buyer persona, your target audience, locate where they are on social media, engage them, catch their attention so that they follow you back.
Right.
So, and I could do it fast.
Yeah.
So you can build a audience, a fan base of your target audience that's really gonna make you money. So my business was making my clients money on social media and getting them exposure, all of those different things. Not only that, but getting them endorsements, getting them sponsorships, getting them on platforms with celebrities, things like that. So a lot of great things came from that business model.
Right.
So I wanted to establish that and separate it from 3086 because it was a different thing. So I named it T86. So doing that for about 4 years, I got the opportunity to be a community manager, which was where it evolved again. Had a lot of amazing clients doing social media management.
Right.
That's what it became. And then I got the opportunity to do community management, and that's what got me to where that put me in a whole different stratosphere, and that's where I am now.
Okay, explain to me what that is.
Community management is memberships, paid memberships. And when the pandemic happened, everybody was inside, so we were looking for connectivity. So everybody who was influencers and thought leaders started to create these communities. So you pay them $50, $100 a month, $200 a month, you get to be a part of this exclusive community that talks about this specific topic, and you learn about this topic. You grow and make money within this industry. So everybody created the communities, but nobody knew how to manage the communities. So I had the opportunity, wasn't even looking for it, but God brought me to this opportunity to become a community manager. So I was managing those communities for these thought leaders, these subject matter experts. So I evolved the business to become that. Instead of doing social media management, I transitioned it to being community management, because instead of having this one person paying me $5,000 a month, what if I had 10 of them paying me $5,000 a month? And that became that light bulb, that light switch again.
Right.
Let me put on since I knew I could get one person to pay me $5,000 a month, I'm gonna make it my life's goal to get 10 of them.
Yeah.
To get 50 of them. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what led me to where I am now. And that's what a business is now.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So basically at this point, your journey has gone from basically your your learners from school, doing music, transitioning to more of the web-based and the more entertainment-based with the blog, and now what you just said with what you're doing now.
Mm-hmm. And then ministry.
So let's talk about that. How'd you get into that?
So, again, my wife had the ability to enhance whatever I was doing. One of the things that I mentioned earlier in the interview was I had a relationship with God, and it started to enhance once I became an entrepreneur full-time.
Right.
I've been a full-time entrepreneur since 2014, living in Atlanta, so my walk with God was getting closer. I met her at the end of 2014. I left my job in May 2014, met her in November 2014. And she was like really gung-ho for God. She come from the streets, come from a dark childhood, but she always had a close relationship with God. And for me to see her come from her background and have an open relationship with God, it made it make sense for me. So she started to enhance my relationship with God and help me. We ended up at this church who was on the same type of time as she was on. And they saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. And they really nurtured them gifts and developed me first as a man of God and then into a minister. And that's how I developed in ministry. So I was just really going with the move. I wasn't resistant towards any of those things because, again, I'm out of this element.
Yeah.
I can do whatever over here.
Right.
And they was seeing stuff in me, and I was like, I don't necessarily see it, but let's see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I just started to get developing there, and there was a lot of men and women who really saw it in me as well, in addition to the leaders.
So let me ask you, what exactly was it that they saw in you? Like
the power to, well, first, a genuine heart. You get what I'm saying? A heart to serve. The ability to be used by God in a powerful way. Like, have a passion for God and have a passion for spreading the message.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And doing what He's calling me to do. So they saw that in me, and I think some transferable skills from being a performer and a rapper and those things. Those things, they saw my ability to not be afraid of being in front of people and be able to express myself, articulate my thoughts, things like that.
Right.
And again, it's rooted in having a good, genuine heart and a heart for God. So that's what I think they saw and developed.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this. Now that you're in ministry, what's your goals?
To serve, man. The beautiful thing, what I was telling you earlier, is in ministry, is not about performance and being accepted. I was so stressed out by that in the rap game. I wanted to be accepted. I told you. At the beginning, I wanted to be accepted by Baton Rouge. I wanted to appeal to Baton Rouge.
Right.
In this, it's all about, I'm already accepted. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I already got approval. It's already good. I am enough already.
Yeah.
So whoever don't like me, I'm already accepted by the one who matters.
Right.
So now it makes sense. And that's why I said it's for me, it has to make sense. For another individual, they might be a rapper and understand that I'm accepted by God and it don't matter who don't like my music and anything like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But for me, I had to go this route to understand that it doesn't matter if I'm accepted or rejected, that I'm still good.
Right.
I'm still valuable.
Right. You told me something yesterday. We had talked, and you told me a story. And I don't know if you remember the story you told me, but I would like for you to kind of tell that story again to the audience, because I feel like that's something that
Bible story?
Yeah, I feel like that's something that people could take something from that. And I think it definitely could affect a few people in a sense of mentality.
100%. So, one of the pastors at my church, shout out to Hunger Church Atlanta and Dr. Hope Edie, she was preaching about Elijah in Kings, and it inspired me to go study, do a deeper study. So when I started to study, there was this line that God said to Elijah. He said, "What are you doing here?" And that, to me, stood out to me. Like, what are you doing here? A lot of us, I feel like God is saying that to us. Like, what are you doing here? You're not even supposed to be here. That wasn't my intent for you to be in this place, at this place in your life. And some backstory on it, Elijah was running. Elijah was a powerful prophet, maybe the most powerful prophet in the Bible, and he was running, scared from this woman after he had already called down fire and killed 850 prophets from a false god. He called down fire and killed 850. God sent down fire because Elijah said so.
Right.
God stopped the rain because Elijah said it ain't gonna rain until I say so.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He had saw the power of God, but after he did all that, Jezebel had said, I'm gonna kill you tomorrow. If I don't kill you, what happened to them prophets gonna happen to me. That's how much I'm dedicating myself to killing you. And he got scared. Ran to the wilderness, ran to a cave, prayed to God to die. He said, I wish I would, I just want you to take me right now. Kill me. I don't want to live no more. And God was like, what you doing here, bro? Like, what we doing? And Elijah was like, man, everybody turned their back on you. I'm the last prophet left. I'm the one still holding it down. And my life in danger. I'm about to die. And he was like, God was like, man, go out of this cave. Come out the cave. And he came through with a wind that tore up the mountains. He came through with an earthquake that shook everything. Came through with a fire. And then he came in a still small voice, and again it said, what you doing here? It's like, let me remind you who you talking to. Let me remind you who you are locked in with. I'm gonna remind you real quick, and I'm gonna ask you the question again and see if you still give me the same answer. Right. He gave him the same answer. He made him repeat himself.
Yeah.
I want you to hear yourself again. See, maybe you catch how crazy you sound the second time you say it, but he said it again. And the funny thing is, God didn't even address it. Talking about this woman trying to kill me. I'm not even gonna address that. That's petty.
Right.
You one of mine. You ain't about to get killed. I want you to go anoint this king, anoint that king, and anoint this prophet. I'm gonna give you more assignments to do.
Yeah.
That's how God moved. I ain't gonna address that small thing. I'm gonna tell you to do some more stuff. And he did it with an attitude.
Yeah.
He went and did what God said with an attitude. So what it blessed me is like I said, a lot of times we end up in situations where we broke, busted, and disgusted, Christian and non-Christian.
Right.
Relationships we ain't supposed to be in, marriages, broke, fired, depressed, whatever your barren situation is, a lot of times we end up there because you scared for no reason. You don't understand who you locked in with. You don't understand who you made in the image of, the gifts that he have really on the inside of you that he expecting to get back from you. You wanted to take it your own route and misunderstand what God was calling you to do, and he looking at you like, you're not even supposed to be experiencing this struggle.
Right.
I didn't have this struggle for you. You supposed to be over here doing this.
Yeah, you literally chose to do something that wasn't in your script.
Exactly. It wasn't. I didn't even write this for you. But now I gotta come make everything work for your good. I'm gonna make it work for your good, but you wasn't even supposed to be here. He said, go back the same route you came.
Yeah.
And do this because you wasn't supposed to come here. He told him to go back the same route and do what I'm telling you to do. But yeah, I definitely encourage you to read that story. It blessed me.
Definitely. I appreciate you telling that story, bro, because I feel like a lot of people needed to hear that.
100%.
Yeah, definitely. Look, I know usually on my show we talk about a lot of other stuff, but I know we're like an hour in on this episode.
Man. We deep in here.
So this is what we're gonna do. The next time you in town, we're gonna have to do a part 2.
Okay.
When we do the part 2, I got a lot of questions for you. You know what I'm saying? So we talked about one off camera. Remind me, when we link up again, I got to give you that question.
Gotcha.
So before we go, though, let the people know where they can follow you at, what you got going on, Drop your socials. Man, just plug your stuff.
Yes. So, a lot of work going on in Baton Rouge. I definitely gonna be back. Shout out to Love Alive Church. We are connected to them and they doing some amazing things. Shout out to Camphor Memorial. You know, I came in town to do some ministry over there. So we doing a lot of ministry work, doing a lot of mentorship work. Shout out to Prolific Leaders Up to Date. That's my mentorship group. Doing youth ministry at Hunger Church Atlanta. So doing a lot of stuff with the youth as well as my business, T86 Marketing. You can find that on all social media platforms. And I'm Rashad Davis, the number one, Rashad Davis. You can connect with me. Doing a lot of awesome things. You want to support, be a blessing to young people. Connect with me. Got a young man need to be mentored. I have a team mentorship. Definitely connect with me. And we get this work done, man. We making kingdom impact now. So rock with me.
So look, man, I appreciate you coming through. I feel like this was a needed conversation, not just because of the fact that we go back, but you got a strong history. You made an impact as well in this community. So I feel like your story needed to be told. You needed to get your flowers.
Appreciate that, man.
The work you've done has gone a long way, and just from my standpoint, I want to tell you I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Like you really look. The antidote wouldn't be the antidote based off the knowledge and gain that you gave me. So that alone is a lot. You know what I'm saying? And also too, just a side note, this man is the original Eric.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's one of them business marketing strategies.
Yeah. We're not gonna go too much into detail, but yeah, he was the original Eric. So once again, man, I appreciate you coming through, and
I appreciate you, man.
Oh no! Hey, look! Like I said, all the game I got from you. Anytime we have a phone call, I gotta listen. You know what I'm saying? Because I always leave with something that made me better, whether it's a business practice, from a moral standpoint, a spiritual standpoint, etc. So, it's not too many people in the world I feel like are truly genuine people. You're definitely one of them.
Hey, man, I appreciate that.
Yeah. So
same mutual feeling.
So, I mean, man, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Make sure you watch us on YouTube, Roku TV, Fire TV. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, The Antidote Network. And make sure y'all follow me, Join the Track, International Joe. And we just landed, man. And we out.
Yes, sir.